kind of, it has a Harry Potter kind of feel to it. So for Bree, for the year ahead, that's where we're going, and we're going to have it so we can record. We'll see what's going on. Hey there, Krista. All right. So, Bree, for the year ahead. Okay, so the 3 in the middle that we're getting right off the jump. Here is the 8 of Swords, the hostage card, where you need to look at your beliefs, and there's limiting beliefs that hold you back, and it's a matter of wrestling free of those and shaking loose of those. The 2 influencing cards. We have the Moon and the 4 of Cups. So there's an offer that you're going to see, and emotional offers over and over throughout the year, and don't refuse it. You're going to have to pivot a little bit from going within to looking what's being offered, and you'll feel this as we're going along. And then here we're seeing the Moon. There's not everything being revealed all at once, so you're really going to have to learn to trust your intuition on that. Okay, so this is what's going on through the main body. This is the main lesson in the year. It feels like the Moon and the lesson of the intuition is the strongest energy there. So let's see what's going on. We're going to go to the same deck, but the second one, and we're going to go all the way around with the 12 months and then clarify with the original deck. All right. We're going to start in August, see what's going on. Okay, let me tip this down. You can see. All right. August. Wow. Right off the jump. Okay, look. When you get duplicates, pay attention. Look. Right off the jump, the duplicate came up. Okay. All right. August, September, October. Hang on. November. A lot of energy in there. We're going to probably have to clarify in October and November for sure. So I don't know if you can see that. But let me move my desk just a wee bit. There we go. Maybe that will help. That energy is big there. We'll get some clarifiers when we go around. Let's finish the circle, and then this definitely is going to need clarification. December, January. Ooh, nice. Nice. February. This wanted to come up. The 6 of Cups was what jumped up. This is what's thrown me. That's partly, the 6 of Cups came right up over the top of that 4. February. Slow down. March, April, May, June, July. Okay, good. This feels like it's smoothing out. This feels like a little bit of turbulence. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. We're starting in August, and this is where we have the matching 4 of Cups. So something that you are refusing to see, you've gone within, you're meditating, but sometimes you see this as a little kid or a young boy sitting under a tree, arms crossed, and he almost looks like he's in a pouting stance. And what this is about is a refusal to see a gift that's being offered. It feels like it doesn't look like you want it to look. It doesn't look like how you want it to look at all. And it feels like there's a need for yielding, a need for surrender, and a need for pivoting. All 3 of those. Yielding, if you're thinking in traffic terms, you're allowing somebody else to proceed through. You're allowing somebody else to come forward and avoiding a collision. Yeah, avoiding, it feels like you allow somebody else to do something, you avoid conflict is what's going on with this. Sorry, hiccups. See what else we got on this. Ha! Yes, you're off to a new start, but you have to be able to receive the cup by allowing somebody else. And this feels like allowing somebody else to do their thing, to move forward. That also frees you up to move forward. This is huge for you. This is the Fool taking a leap of faith after such a long time of pivoting here. So in August, you're going to let yourself be on your own individual journey is what I'm getting through here. Now we've got September coming up. September has the 9 of Coins, and that looks good. It feels really good. The 9 of Coins here. This is about sitting pretty. This is about having independence, luxury, leisure time, enough time to really enjoy your gifts and your talents, and then checking on things here and there. It feels like you will be less invested in the drama that somebody else has brought your way, and more invested in your own goings on. You're going to allow for some people to have their lessons, and you're not going to be carrying them, but It's like this stewing and brewing that was done in August, that is something that you have been doing. You're going to have to let this lesson come through and guide you a little bit more throughout the year. Less drama is what it is, and going your own direction and taking that leap of faith, and then looking really like you're understanding and enjoying your independence, enjoying your space, even if it is you're having some chill time doing your own thing for a while, even if it is a little bit less socially busy or whatever. Not everybody's cut out to be a hermit or a social butterfly. There is a in-between time, and or in-between kind, and it sounds like that's what's going on. Feels like that's what's going on. That's September. September, just do your own thing, kiddo. You've got August where you're launching, is what I would say. September is where you're learning, and you're starting to learn and starting to learn and starting to process a little bit more in September on your own. Just kind of like steeping tea. That's what I'm getting. All right. October, the sun comes in. Now this is great. It's the summer energy, but it's coming in October. There's a revamp, renewal, feels like a rewarming of something, and something that's opening up in a brilliant way. There's light shown upon it, where you've had this moon energy in the center that's kind of challenging off and on throughout the year. It feels like your belief, your faith, and I'm not talking religious nature, I'm just talking in general nature, faith in people, faith in different things, will be tested, and you will see things illuminated. That's what it feels like. It doesn't mean that people are going to let you down. It means that you're going to see things a little more clearly, or a lot more clearly. This is what's going on. That's October. Now, November was that wonky month, right? November was a little wonky. Let's see what's going on with that. November, we've got the King of Wands coming up. The one that shot out and threw me for a loop for a minute was this Six of Cups. It's not the Four. Similar, because you've got cups going on, but not quite the same. So the Six is when you have rose-colored glasses on. You're looking at things like remembering the past, or people from the past crossing your path again. But this is the one where I would caution you to not have the rose-colored glasses on. Not at all. This feels like somebody crossing your path that is meant to remind you of things that were sweet, but you don't need to over-sugar them, right? You can't sugarcoat a shit sandwich. It's still a shit sandwich. That's what it feels like. And it feels like what was in the past, probably there's a nod to it, but it needs to remain past. Don't go back to a relationship, particularly if this King of Wands comes in presenting in the masculine. Don't go back to a relationship you've already closed the books on. If you've closed the books on a certain friendship or certain relationships, be they work or whatever, there's a purpose for it. It feels like you couldn't remember it, remember the place it held in your world, but you don't have to have the same lesson repeating. Instead, remember how it is to have an even trade. Six, I always talk about kids trading like their favorite rock for their favorite candy bar. It's a good trade. It's an even trade. The kids feel good about it. It needs to be an even exchange. Now, what else is coming up in November is this one. This is the Fire King. This is the one that's very inspirational, that leads really, really strongly. This is also the one that is excited, and others want to get excited with him and go charging towards whatever is the dream, whatever is the ambition or the cause. However, when this one comes up, he's not always great at the close-in work. So this is why I say be cautious. He's not one that's going to be a very intimate, very close. He's better at inspiring than close-up relationship work. This is a time when you're charging forward with leadership, and you're meant to lead. After this kind of independence in September, if this is reflective of an aspect of you, you need to be the one leading, all right? You need to be the one in charge, and let your people find you and follow you. But not the time, if this crosses in the way of partnering, not the time to rekindle that. No, you be in charge of your own leadership. This sometimes comes in the reverse, and the caution on the reverse would be ego-driven things like narcissism, shit like that. So be very, very clear about what's going on with this. This is something that you need to be aware of in November. And your November is going to be weird. Those two cards popped out of that deck. I want to get a little more clarifier as we're going from November into December for you with this deck. Wow, okay. November into December. The message is know your own value, plan your own worth, stack things slowly. What you're doing is going to build. It's going to build. It's going to build. It's going to be supported. There is a need for creativity coming in here with the Page of Cups. And then here we have the Four of Wands. Prepare for some synchronicity to be happening between November and December. So don't let the holidays and the traditional way you've done the holidays overwhelm you. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Somehow I got some kind of restriction and I don't know exactly how, but whatever. Don't let the holidays get the better of you. This is something that you need to know that you're going forward, and your creativity is big at this time. There's synchronicity coming. This is huge for you. Not sure what that's about, but this is what it is. It's time to move forward, time to move forward, time to move forward. And then in December, you're getting the Ace of Cups coming through in a huge, huge way. Huge. I wouldn't be surprised at all, not even a little, if you were starting your next year a little early. Like, it feels like you're jumping into January a little early. Let the hubbub that normally is around the holiday time just kind of be chill this year. And then let yourself move towards what it is that you want to create and start thinking how you want 2026 to go. And you're going to think about this early. So you're going to be closing the books on 25 a little early, moving into 26 a little early. This is just how it is for you. This is just the season, is how it feels. Now, right here in January, we've got the Star card coming up. This is huge. This is your hopes, your dreams, your true north, really, really getting in alignment with what you need to do to heal. How do you nourish yourself and the environment around you? Not one or the other, but both. How do you nourish both? And how does that line up with your dreams? What is it you're hoping for? This is the really, really great card. And it says follow your true north. This is what's happening in January. It feels like there is crispness in the evening. Crispness. Cool, clear nights in the evening, important to you in January. Like you'll be reevaluating and meditating on things. Look at this coming up. This is coming up. This is a 10 of Cups. This is creating the happy ever after +1. The atmosphere feels good. The home front feels good. Things are feeling like really, really great energy going on right here. This is something about your dream and following your true north just makes your heart delighted. Tickled pink is what's coming through here. That's what's coming in January. It's like the clarity that you've been working on getting throughout from now until the January is going to be there, and it's going to be as clear as the evening sky. Those crisp, clear nights that I'm getting. This is how it feels for you. All right, February, 8 of Wands going on. This is when ducks are getting in a row. The 8 of Wands, I was explaining this to someone, and if you think of like the old shows where you have a bunch of archers on the castle wall, you don't have one just throw an arrow or shoot the arrow and then another and then another and then another. Usually somebody says, go. And they're all lined up. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like sound effects. Bonus. Yeah. It's like they're all flying through the air at the same time because all the ducks have been lined up in a row. This is also a cue that sometimes indicates 2 months. But this shows to me whatever it is you wanted to line up. It's like the universe is aligning the stars for you in January. And in February, you can feel it. And it's like next step, next step, next step. On your way. On your way. Really, really clear. February feels really good energy. The actions that you need to take, and there's multiple of them, will be clear to you. The steps you need to take, and wands are often to do with work and family. Not so much the spiritual aspect or the emotional aspect of relationship, but work and the task for the family or the family ambition. So this is what this is, often career related, and that's how it's feeling. Anything else on that one coming up? Huh. Okay, you're going to be like worrying your head off. Don't worry your pretty little head so much. No, 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 no. You're going to have anxiety and stress. And just because some of it is hidden, take action in ways that feel right. Follow the intuition. Follow the intuition. The moon sometimes means hidden, murkiness, secrets, things that are slower to be revealed or laying deep, deep down. Trust your intuition. Anything else on this in February? It feels so good, but it's challenging. Yeah, okay. It's lining up, and now I know why we're getting the 8 weeks, because you're impatient for it to be there already, and it's not. You feel like you're out in the cold. You're going to feel like, you're going to have this moment where you're slightly freaked out, feeling lost, feeling out in the cold a little bit, feeling like left out, or feeling like you just don't have enough of what you need to move forward, and anxiety and stress. Don't let this get in the way of the great energy of that. Be aware that it influences it, but it's really not in the way. In March, you're seeing this. 7 of Cups. There's a little bit of, what do I choose now? What do I choose now? A little bit of smoke and mirrors. And what I'm telling you is choose 1, choose 2. You can't do all 7. So all these ducks are in a row. All these actions that you're taking, you're going to need to make a choice, and don't procrastinate. Evaluate it clearly. Get your head out of the clouds in March. This is important from you. This is going to be like pie in the sky thinking that doesn't serve. So be very, very aware. This pie in the sky is not how you're meant to move through things. Anything else in March? Wow, March into April. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. You got here the Three of Cups. This is a coming together, being celebrated rather than tolerated. This is what's going on here. Bree says she's taking care of grandma and working with family. She's 103. There's a lot of stress. Yeah. That makes sense. There would be. It makes sense. There would be, honey. It feels like the things that you need to put in order, the things that you need to have readied, will be readied at this point in March. And it feels like February, you're going to have to get it all organized. Excuse me. In February, you get it all organized. I said March. I meant February. In February, where these ducks are in a row. In February, where this anxiety. In February, where you feel there's a loss, lack of something, right? It feels like you're going to have the ability to put the ducks in the row. And then it's going to feel like you're a little bit out in the cold. Now, when we go to March and you're clearing off the choices that you need to choose, and you have this teamwork around you, this celebration, people celebrating you, coming together, you will have had a victory going through there. There's a reason, there's cause to celebrate. Whatever this is going really well. It's like you've made a choice, you've made different difficult decisions, and the choice is clear. Five of Wands. There will be conflict, strife, competition going on in April. This is a card where there's too many cooks in the kitchen and nobody's in charge. So if you're clear at the beginning of the year of what you need to do, this is going to be less challenging. And sometimes this is shown and depicted in the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's depicted as like these 5 young boys fighting with these sticks. They're like battling and doing this mock battle, and they aren't even really looking at each other. They aren't really even paying attention to what's going on. But it feels like this, if you can get the focus pulled back and less scattered, that you could move forward. That's what it feels like. Anything else on this one? Temperance is coming in May. Well, I want to look between April and May. We'll see what's going on with there. Oh, okay. The Empress, the one who's in charge of the realm, the one who is very receptive, really, really abundant. This is the card of motherhood, fertility, growth, lots of things happening, right? This is the one that people love seeing if they're trying to get pregnant. But this is the one that new starts, new beginnings, new progress is happening. And then Temperance. There is this balance that finally kicks in. Finally. This feels like you're coming out of the argy-bargy and the energy that is dealing with details and people not on the same page. You're getting that redirected, refocused, and moving forward. And this feels like, okay, there's abundance coming through. Things are flowing again. You're on task. You're on course with the project that needs to move forward. All the actions that you've taken, all the things that you put in a row, all the ducks you put in a row, it feels like it's lining up and coming in. Now, we had that in February, and that's sometimes the 2 months, March, April. It's going to take a little bit longer than 2 months, but everything that you have set in a row, the decisions you're making are important. And it's important to make them from a place of peace, a place of solidness, not a place of worry. So this is what's gone on. Temperance is here in May. In June, you have the Hermit. The Hermit says there's a little bit of dark night of the soul, a little bit of traveling on your own, going to this higher space, going to a place where you can think clearly about things and think how you want to inspire. But the solitude and isolation has to be there for a purpose. Sometimes we think alone and lonely, same thing. Sometimes we think isolation and solitude, same thing. And it's not. There are lessons when we are on our own that come through. Spiritual guidance ready to come through in a big, big way. Let's see what else is going on in there. And that is June. The Emperor. Yeah, you are going to need to take the lead in a huge way. Because you've got the Hermit here. You had the Empress coming in by the Temperance card here, just as you were going into May. By the time you're in June, you're getting the Emperor coming in full on with the Hermit. You're going to have to take leading action going on. And this is what you're getting clues of in November. Remember we were talking about the King of Wands? This is what we're getting. This is what's going on. The Emperor and the King of Wands, I think, are very, very closely connected to each other. And to me, it feels like you are taking the lead. You're going to figure out what it is you're receptive to and how do you protect and provide for the realm. How do you provide for moving forward? July, Page of Cups, new start. July is this big new start coming in, and it's huge for you. This is creative. This feels like bigger than what you're even seeing in the page. It's a fresh new start. It's something creative. Usually this is shown with the stinky fish in the mix too. And you can see the fish off to the side here. It's not in the cup. It's out of the cup. This one's figuring out how to deal with this. it is, we're in the Witchling Academy deck, and it is like this whole year coming forward for you is a school lesson. It's like an extended school year. Even though the calendar year will draw and the seasons will draw closed early, the lesson is long. What else is going on in July for you? What else does she need to know? Chariot has momentum in it. This is momentum and moving forward. This is when things come in the balance. And this is why it's important for the temperance that's over here in May is going to help you drive forward with your ambitions in July. What is that about? There's something that is a desire of your heart that you want to do, and the timing isn't quite here yet. When the Fool takes the new leap of faith, it's starting out. It's returning you to this, and it will be a year from when you're taking this new leap of faith, and you're really getting clarity on the direction that you're going. There is something that is able to move faster instead of doing the walk that you've been walking through the year. This is like getting the car. You got your wheels. You got more freedom, more momentum, more movement coming up with this. Anything else? The balance has to be there. Yeah, movement is coming in strong. You'll have the tiger by the tail. You're moving really, really quickly with the inspired things a year from now. So let things kind of unfold. Let the pacing be a little bit wonky and let yourself move forward with this. This is huge for you. It's a big year, and it's really a lot of momentum coming in spring to summer next year. With that many major arcana cards coming up in May, June, July, huge. That's huge for you. And it is going to be a little bit of friction and struggle in the next few months, and then let the holiday hubbub kind of just roll off your back so you can ease into the new year. This is something about following your intuition and not refusing the cup, and we saw that repeat here. And following your intuition is what you have to learn to do most, and that's going to set you free. That's what I've got. That's complete. That's what I got for you. Gorgeous, challenging and tricky. And it feels like the ducks in the row and the stuff about the grandma, it feels like next spring things will be more clear. Next spring things will be getting in order. See what you can do to figure out as far as getting things in order in February. See if you can know the details about the things that would apply to someone at that age. I didn't see the death card anywhere here, and death card doesn't always mean the death of a person. In fact, it's usually an ending, an inevitable end, and not the death of a person. But when somebody's 103, you can't just, say, okay, they're going to be 112. You don't know. But make sure you have what you would like to see happening after she does leave. Have that in order and have that ready, because you will get peace and comfort from that. And there might be some anxiety in the meantime around that. Try and be as clear-hearted as you can going forward, and in relation to her while she's here, and in relation to family members regarding this situation. So that's what I've got. Helps more than you know. Great. I'm so glad. So glad. Good luck on this, Bree. Good luck. And that's the year ahead read, guys. And that was a little bit of a long one. That one, I do sometimes get a little extra nosy and go a little bit longer, but I go where the cards lead. So that's what we got. That's what we got going on. Let me get a little bit of water and we'll see what else is going on. So... and if you want to get on the paid list, let Kim know if you paid for a read. This is how it goes. So that's this. This is how you can pay me. And what you just saw was the year ahead read right there. So that's what that was. Okay. Let me get a little bit of water. 1 second. Hey there, Carrie. Hey. Good to see you. I don't think Carrie and Krista were in the room when I told people my family's good news about my sister. My other sister is a match to her, and they're going to schedule surgery for a kidney transplant. So one sister is the match for the other sister. So that is very, very good news, and surgery will probably be scheduled in the first couple of weeks of August. It's looking like perhaps the 8th. So anyway, yeah. That's exciting news on the family front. So yay. So some of us are in the know on this, others not so much. But yeah, it's been big. So that's fantastic. And I think it's always good to share good news and excitement and things that let people know that miracles do happen, that good things are happening, because we get bombarded with so much that is other than that. So I think, okay, then that is definitely something to be excited about for us. So, okay, it looks like my chat maybe froze or maybe I froze, but I think I'm okay. We'll see. Nope, there it's moving. It's moving. Okay. All right, guys. So if you want to get on the list, this is how you pay and get on the list. If we want to check and see what the guides have today or do a collective, we can do that in the meantime. But what you saw was the year ahead reading. If you want to ask a question, that's a mini and that's a full. And it's usually more cards than this because I get nosy. You just saw me get very nosy. So this is what's going on here. And these are my specialty reads. So let Kim know what's going on. They know. These guys know. We've done this a time or two, so you guys know. And we'll keep going with that. And if we want to do a collective, yeah, we need to do a collective. That's what's going on next. So we'll do the collective next. All right. We're going to the Witch's Garden Tarot. It's really, really a beautiful one. We're going to this one. And this one I have 4 of. I love this deck. It's beautiful. So I have 2 full size and then 2 small. And one of them is in my purse that travels with me because I love this deck that much. It's really beautiful. Witch's Garden for the collective. Let's see what's going on. I think we want like a line of 5 on this. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Ace of Swords, the truth that comes out, the truth that jumps out, literally jumps out. The things that we need to know that keep us in integrity, the things that are the gift of knowledge and enlightenment, the things that are the gifts of knowing need to be really, really something that is in our heart that we need to know. Collectively, there is truth just coming out, piercing the crown. The knowingness. Okay. Let's get the rest of it. Wow. Now this is interesting. We saw some of these cards before, but here we're seeing the 9 of Swords, whatever has given us sleepless nights and anxiety and frustration and made so many people feel left out in the cold, ostracized, poor, lack, you know, the card of ruin or illness. This is when we are feeling like we're on the outside of something. This worry that we've had and being on the outside. Something is shifting, guys, and it's not just the Schumann resonance. Let me tell you, something is majorly shifting here because we've got these cards here. Hopefully you can see them. And then what comes in? The Chariot and Death. It's like something is being ushered in a more momentous way. Let's get one more for this line. This feels like the theme of what's going on, and I want one more for this line of 5. There is a completion, inevitable end to something. And it's end to the delay. It's end to the being tied up. This feels like there is still a little bit more going on, but the inevitable end is here. Death is here. It's like time to come down from this entanglement, this situation that has us rethinking our perspective. It's like enough people are rethinking perspectives now that it will come soon after this. Anything else? Let me get a second deck. This is exciting for me. All right, we'll get a smaller deck. I want some clarifiers if we can for the collective here. There's momentum. This feels like, I'm telling you, this feels like we're rolling into August and then we're rolling into September. And there's something that is changing and shifting gears in a big way. There are people that have been making sacrifices, willing sacrifices, and this delay is still here. It's not as fast as some of us would like. Some of us are still really feeling this more, but it feels like the change is in the air. The knowing has come through in a big way. What's going on here? Strength. This is the card of August. This is the card of strength, of inner strength, of knowing what it is that's important and following it, not forcing a thing. It's not a card of brute force. It's a card of following the gentle nudge, following the inner strength. This is what's required to get us down from the tree. This is what is required to allow the transformation and rebirth to happen, not just the end of an old way, but a rebirth is happening. This is what is required in order to guide us through and to help things stay balanced in this, in order to create that momentum, in order to honor and feel that and keep it going and to honor the truth. This is what's coming up. The momentum will be there. Now, usually you see this, and in the old school deck, you see the woman, the lady that really kind of muzzles the orange lion there. This is the lady that tames the lion. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's like a snippet and a preview. How this applies to you personally, how this applies to the greater thing, the the greater scene of the collective. This is huge coming in. This is what we've got going on. And this is the Witch's Garden Tarot, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It really does. This one is showing the bear and the cubs with this strength. And it's I'm getting reminded that we need to be looking out for one another, looking out for each other, looking out for our fellow beings at this time. We need to be a little bit mama bear mode. We need to be a little bit protective of each other in the ways that we can, looking to help one another, lift one another. You guys hear me say that enough. You've heard me preach it enough. But we are definitely getting the very visual reminder of doing that and doing it in the most gentle way. This is what's coming through. That I can't say anything more on that. That's what's come through. It's gorgeous. We know and understand the truth of what it is. So the truth is the truth is the truth. That's what we got. Hey, Nicole. You've been watching me for years and you've got many readings done for me. Awesome. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. It's been such a strange kind of an energy and strange kind of week, I would say. Maybe even a strange July altogether for a lot of us. So thank you for being here. It's been a little bit, we've been going through some astrological wackety funkety stuff and recently funkety stuff. And, you know, Mercury retrograde is always kind of an interesting thing. And it's like, the astrology is not kidding this year, and I don't even know it well enough to explain exactly why and what. Just if you're feeling shift this year, yeah, everything seems like it's shifting. Everything seems like it's changing, and some of it's not so gentle. Some of us are just flat out exhausted. Some of us feel like we're waiting and been in limbo forever, and it feels like the shift is finally moving. So hopefully things are going well for you. Hopefully things are going good. So let me put those cards away. So we will see what's going on. And if you guys want to get on the paid list is open and we'll go from there. Let me get a little bit of water and we'll see what we've got going on. List is clear. Okay, Kim, thanks. Thanks. We could check in with my guides in a minute if you want to, but give me just a second. Usually when I'm doing tarot, I'm doing tarot with my 4 guides, and they're always here. I predicted my move and your son. I hope it's son you mean, not your sin, but okay. Son, yes. Good. Hopefully it's going well. I'm so glad. Yeah. Sometimes I have things come through and I don't hear back, but it's like whatever is coming through, I'm going to give you, and that's just what's coming through with the energy. You guys will know how it applies. And so that's great. What are the specialty reads? Oh, Nicole, let me show you. This is what they are. They're the bones, the crystal ball, and the past life reads. And I do them for $50. And I put cards in with them. Like, I'll show you the bones. The bones. Woo! Bones are here. And these are the bones. And I'll throw the bones and throw those and read the cards also. And there's a way that I like to do that. Hourglass too. Hourglass, to me, hourglass is the same as crystal ball. Very, very like that. So if you can kind of see, I'm gentle with my stand today, but up there is one hourglass. Oh, up behind my head is one hourglass. And then the other direction is another. I have 2 hourglasses. But over here is the hourglass and the crystal ball. And I'll read those with the cards and see what's going on. Or I go into past life. And sometimes we see things in past life that are actually so similar to what's going on in this life, you'd be astounded. And then other times we see things in past lives that are just lessons or people, so I don't always know what's going to come through. I never know what's coming through in crystal ball or hourglass. It just comes through. So we just go where it goes. And with the bones, we see what's going on. We see different patterns on there. So that's what I do on that. So those are my specialty reads, and they're super fun to do, but they take a little while. And as you guys can tell, sometimes I get a little wordy. So that's okay. That's just how it goes. Yeah. So that's what I do, and that's what's going on. And I was saying earlier that I usually have my guides here. There's 4 guides that I work with that are usually, like, if we want to ask questions or see what's going on, sometimes we have them chime in. And that would be Nell, Mo, Gogs, and Lucy. And they're just some of the regulars, as regular as I am. So it feels like Nell wanted to have me look at cards and see what's going on. And Nell is very, very fairy elemental. So I'm going to take a look at some of the cards that she likes, and we'll see what's going on. And I wanted the Mind's Eye one, if I can see where that one is. That'd be great if I could find those. So many cards, sometimes it's tricky to find. That's the one that I feel like I should be pulling from. There. Dang it, I know I put that in a different place. Let me look. I'm sure it's not fun to just watch me looking around the cards and seeing, there they are, right there. And usually these are cards that Lucy likes, but Nell wants me in these. So we're going to see what they've got to say. And this is called the Mind's Eye Tarot. So we'll see what's going on with Nell. She's very, very fairy elemental, and she's wanting me to look at Lucy's cards. Lucy is very, very starseed-ish, is how I would say. So we'll see what's going on with this. Okay. What's coming up is the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Tower. And I'm getting let it flow like a river, like a dam being burst. Let it flow like a river, let it flow like a river. There's things that are coming together that are teamwork, and there's momentum that is being built. We saw that in the general read, but she's saying let it flow like a river. Sometimes the river flows really, really heavily, like when the snows melt, What's coming up with that now? If you try and resist the flow of the river when the snow melts, your canoe gets turned around, your boat gets turned around. She's showing me, what I'm seeing is like somebody paddling on top of a leaf. It's like really, really fairy when I'm dealing with Nell. And it looks like paddling on a leaf, and all the water comes flowing through. And if you're trying to paddle upstream, it's not going to work. You're in the wrong river. You're in the wrong river. If you're trying to paddle upstream, in the wrong direction, excuse me. She's saying shift direction, pivot. There's something that comes through, and it's like second nature. It's second nature to move in the direction that you feel harmony with. This is harmony. And for a lot of people, they're going to be getting this. Now, this is one of my favorite cards. It's a beautiful card, but it's also the card of disaster and ruin and oh no, and like, she's saying something about the West Coast tsunami and how this has been like a caution, warning. And this is a metaphor for many of us that like aren't near the river, aren't near the flow, aren't in the warning lands, but things that when things flow that big, like tsunami, like big river, flow like a river, it's the time for harmony after the destruction. She's a little bit more serious than usual today. Usually she comes through very, very child, very, she usually comes through about 10 years old, but every once in a while we see her older self, and this is definitely her in her older self. She's saying that after the tower falls, after the oh shit, oh no, and life is totally not what we expected. The curveball comes, the bolt out of the blue, the lightning bolt, the epiphany, the clear knowing comes through, and the tower falls, and everything looks like it's shit. Then you kick the rubble out of the way. You find those that harmonize with you, that create teamwork energy around you, and you move forward anyway, doing what comes second nature to you to do. And this is apply the work, apply the harmony and the work together. And this is how you get through this tower moment. What else is going on now? Anything else? Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expectation and of waiting. Three of Wands is the card where you've done something, you've taken action, and now you have to wait for the ships to come in. Don't get caught up in the how. Know that you have asked and made your request or made what it is that you want known. Keep focused on the outcome, but don't get caught up in the how. This is coming through strongly here. The wind at your back will carry you is what I'm getting, and understanding that you will be carried as sure as the winds lift the butterfly wings. This is how Spirit is trying to carry us right now. Even though we are experiencing this, Spirit is, I've got chills. Spirit is trying to carry us in a way that it feels like we've been a little bit forgotten, or think that something will, we feel like we've been let down in certain ways. And as sure as we forget that, and when this happens, when we feel these moments, understand, as sure as you are breathing, the air is also carrying you. The very life that you breathe is back. The universe has your back. is carrying you forward, carrying you forward. Keep doing what it is that you've done. Keep doing what it is you've done. It's coming for you. The good things, the blessings, the goodness is coming for you. The rubble will be in your way for a while, but the good things are coming for you. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. There's a perfect scenario, perfect situation, perfect pairing. Kindred spirits are closer than you know. This is perfect match, be it business, be it partners, be it whatever, be it friendships. This is coming in a way that we did not know. And it's one that you can't foresee. It's coming and it's coming charging forward, charging forward. It's like this guy is somewhere flying around, zooming around, and nobody can see, but he is rushing forward to aid, rushing. It's like when angels rush forward to step in and help, and we don't know always the timing, and we have to wait, and we have to wait, and we have to wait, and then boom, there's the miracle, and it happens quicker than we think. That's what I've got. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what I've got coming through. Holy smokes. I love that. Love, 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 love that. Love it. That's what I've got from Nell. Okay, let me get some water and take a breath for a minute. Wow. That is big. That is really, really big. Okay. Looks like Jess is in the house. If you guys want some soap, go see Jess at HBC Organics. Holy cow. I think she came on TikTok about the same time I did. And yeah, I will say hi from me and from Phil. He'll be home and we'll be on tomorrow night. But hi. That's fabulous. Okay, is there anything else that we need to do? Kim, how are we doing? Is there anyone on the list right now? Because we can take a look and see what's going on and see what's happening, but I'm not sure if anyone's on the list. And this is what we're doing today. Not that you know of. Then we're going to go to see what Gogs has to say. Gogs is one of my guides, and he is the one that's very, think of a grizzly old, cranky old, well, he's not always cranky, though. Very, very druidy, very, very, I don't know what century, but before electricity for sure. Very, very chop wood is his thing that he says a lot. Let's see what Gogs wants to say today. He's really into that outdoors energy. And we're going to go to this Wilderness Tarot. We'll see what Gogs has. This is a more modern deck. He's already given me, he's not sure if he's liking me using this deck, but we're going to use it. Usually I'm using like the Druid Craft deck or something like that with him. And it's like, we're going to this Wilderness Outdoors one. There's a gruffness that's coming through. Simpler times were not better times is what he's giving me. Simpler times were not better times. What is that about? The spectacles. He calls them the spectacles. Simpler times were not better times. And the spectacles, he keeps tapping. Okay. What's up, Gogs? What's up? Let's see what's going on with this. Okay. It's kind of just a shorter message from him. He's giving the Two of Wands when you're comparing the road you need to take, and you're comparing, like even in Marchetti's deck, he shows a fork in the road, but you're comparing usually you're seeing from the parapet, and you're seeing what's in your hands versus what's beyond, and taking a step at a time. Judgment cards coming in. Be true to yourself. Know what it is you truly want to do. Simpler times were not better times is what Gogs is saying. And he really is very clear. Very, very stern. Simpler times were not better times. There's always toughness. There's always grit required. There's always grit and shit to sort is what I'm getting in not so many words. There's always grit required. There's always grit. And he shows me if there's always like a little bit of dirt in the stew, there's always a little bit of grit, and there's grit required. There's something to go through. There's always something to go through. Trust what it is that your higher self wants you, lead you to for your happier times. The simpler times were not the happier times. Being present is what he's trying to get at. Yeah. Being present in the now is super, super important. Super important. Being very, very present in the moment that we have been given, in this now moment, is what creates the most happiness for us. Daydreaming doesn't help. If we want to move forward, we need to move forward. We need to choose and make choices and take action. Create a plan and move forward. Simpler times were not necessarily better. This one's shown and she's sitting in the wheelchair. We don't know what is the situation that, or the circumstance that brought her to the wheelchair, but there are times when we were able to move about more freely. There are times when we were able to do things with more ease, or it seemed so in our mind. It doesn't change the circumstance and the grit that has to come through now. The higher self has a requirement on us to be more present if we want more happiness. Now, what else is coming over here? Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, both coming in. You have the lay of the land. You have the map. You have more than just what it is that's the talent, the gift, the resource in your hand. You have the map. When are you going to put your boots on is what Gogs is giving me. When are you going to put your boots on? It's like sitting forever by the fire, sitting forever with the stew, and you get your stew and you're kind of, some people are lingering, maybe not in the past, but he doesn't like the procrastination that's going on. Be in the present moment and take action. Anything else? We're going to get one more from the smaller deck, see if there's anything else on this from Gogs. The Hermit. You've been alone. You've been isolated. This is the higher path. This is the Zen that you've got. Now, this Hermit is very much sitting. And usually the Hermit is climbing. Get your boots on. It's time to climb. That's what I've got. That's complete. Yeah, that's complete. He's giving me the nod. It's complete. So that's what we got. Be present, folks, and get your boots on. So you will know which actions you need to take. Jewels for a blind. I see that. Okay. We'll go to Jewels. Wow, okay. What else is going on? Okay, all right. So, Jewels for a blind. We have, and if you've paid for a reading, let Kim know. She keeps my brain on straight, and she just told me Jules has a blind. We have the Mystic Shaman deck, and then this has also got Shaman in the title, but I can't remember the name. And then this one, I don't know. It's an Oracle deck. So we're going to go in and see what we've got for Jules. Jules for the blind. And hopefully you can see this pretty well, and I am recording, so we'll see if, hopefully that'll work for you. What in the heck? Wow. Just blap. Just right out blap, blap, blap. And you've got Hummingbird to Standstill. Now, this is huge. We'll look at these in a minute. But these are the ones that are coming up. Hummingbird is the only bird that can hover, that can really, really hover. Hummingbird will stick its beak in, get the nectar, and get the sweetness. But it moves its wings so fast that it can hover. Most birds don't be able to do that at all. The hummingbird can. The hummingbird takes a little sip of the sweetness and does so much, the actions that it does so much, it almost looks like they're not even moving, but it's hovering. Then we've got the standstill. There is something that you need to be present with, you need to be aware of, and be still. And where, if you see a hummingbird, how often do you see a hummingbird walking along the sidewalk? You might see ravens or crows doing that, but you don't generally see hummingbirds doing that. So even if you are very, very busy in your world right now, there's something that you need to be very much still about. This is huge for you. Let's see what else is coming up with these. The Drum, the Journey, and the Lightning. Ooh. The lightning is telling me that it will come like a flash to your mind, like a flash in the sky, a flash to illuminate your mind. This is knowledge. This is something coming through like a flash, an epiphany. Boom. About the journey, and this doesn't feel like about vacation or travel for this year. This feels about like your life journey. This feels big. This feels significant. About part of your life purpose is flashing through. If you allow yourself to be still, all the action and all the movement that you're taking and getting the sweetness, also don't overlook the stillness. This is coming through big, the drum. I'm telling you, what I'm getting here is you need to slow it down so you can hear your own heartbeat. So you can feel your own heartbeat, connect, hear your own heartbeat. This is about part of your life purpose. And our life purpose isn't just a career. It isn't just a one task to do. Our life purpose is in being here, in being present here, and allowing what we want to contribute to the planet to be here, right? It's bigger than just any one act or any one thing. The journey, you being here, again, feel your heartbeat. This is huge. There is something about the drumming that is coming through. I think I'll be taking my butterfly drum on vacation. It very much looks like this. It very much is buffalo drum. If you haven't got this, it's something that you could get, or if the rhythm of your heart, start there. If you like drumming, or if you do drumming, it's something that will open your mind even more. But even still, hear the rhythm of your heart, the cadence on the pavement as you walk, and hearing your heart or feeling your pulse. Like sometimes we can see our pulse or feel our pulse when we lay down, you know, when you hear your pulse in your eardrum, that kind of thing. Is getting that kind of stillness that's necessary for you right now. There's wisdom that's coming through on this for you. Slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. Now, what's coming through from the shaman cards for you? You just got to slow it down so that when the lightning flashes through, when the epiphany comes through, that you are able to be receptive. It is like you need to be almost, you know how they say, don't stand near a tree in the middle of the storm because you'll get struck with lightning. It's almost like you need to put an antenna up so you can get that strike, so you can get that epiphany coming through for you. So you can get that clarity is what I'm getting. Hang on. I'm trying to move the puzzle piece over for the show. Let's see if I can do this and get it to go. Okay. So now these ones are usually animal cards with a shaman card. So these would be more like animal spirit guides, animal messages, that kind of card deck. Wow, the Ray and the Panda are coming through. The Ray is saying, counter malicious talk by casting its import from your mind. So whatever this is, if you've got malicious talk, whether it's coming outside of you or whether it's coming just from your own internal doubts going on, there is a way to counter it. And it's saying, by casting its importance, the significance of it from your mind. Clear your mind, clear your mind, clear your mind. The Panda is saying, enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. Slow it down to the beat of your own heart. You've gotten a label that's a wrong label. You've gotten a belief, a distorted, distracted belief, even a doubt in place. Something that was said perhaps within the last span of 4 to 6 weeks where you really had doubts. You know, sometimes we feel like imposter syndrome is coming through, or sometimes we think we can't do something or can't take something on when we're just a little bit afraid of taking it on, and we can actually take it on, or we think, oh, the timing's not right, the timing's not right. Look within again, and don't have doubts leading the way on this anymore. Not at all. What else? It feels like there's one more card coming from here. Ha! The buffalo, the bison. It says, recognize the riches of the past and the abundance of the present. Whatever this message was from a few weeks back, whatever this was, don't let it get in your way. Know your strength, know your power. Nobody's going to mess with a buffalo. When a buffalo wants to come through, when a buffalo is ready to move, they are powerful, they are big, and they are not to be trifled with. You are not to be trifled with. Don't let trifling doubt, trifling thoughts, whether it's invented from self or somebody else's bullshit, don't trifle with it. You are strong, you're powerful, you are meant to move forward without impediment. That's what's coming through with the buffalo. That right there, the doubt, it has to do with the work when you're stressed. You've got the ability, you've got the ability and not just the temperament to push something through if it's difficult, but to do the difficult thing because you're built for it. You're built for it. You might be more fluid, you might be more playful, but you're built for doing what you want to do. Like, I wouldn't get in the way of a buffalo. No. Okay, what else we got here from these? We've got 3 cards coming through, and we have Cosmic Wisdom. It says, gain deep insights and thought through cosmic wisdom, universe knowledge, revelation. Again, this is what's going on. Something about your purpose, something about beyond work, beyond what is typical ambition. There is something that's trying to help move you forward and help you understand the buffalo strength to move forward. You were just imagining you being big and not letting him push me. Yeah. You are built for this time, even though it's a challenging thing, you're built for it. Then this is saying meditative stillness. standstill, meditative stillness, coming together, coming together. And this is saying embrace the stillness, cultivate serene mindfulness and deep presence, very deep presence, like listening to your own heart, perhaps. Mindfulness, presence. Really, really, I don't know if you can see, but that is on the card as presence. Okay, and then it says relaxation and release to achieve a state of calm. Quit with the doing so fast. Allow yourself to hover in a way that's different. So you'll be doing things, but you don't have to feel frenzied at it. The hummingbird, when it chooses to hover, it can fly that fast all the time if it wants to, but it doesn't have to. When it chooses to hover, it chooses to hover. So there's something about the mindset and a recalibration going on there. And then be calm, relaxation, release, calm, and soothing. Stand in your strength. Know that you are built for strength. Know that your purpose is calling. Yes, calling. When you are still, you are more in tune with what your own soul needs. You're more in tune with your soul contract, with your higher self and your divine self. And this is what's coming forward. And that's where the release comes in. You release the worry and the needing to know how and all of that. And know that you are capable. Know that you are built for it. What else? One more, it feels like in here. True self. Discover and express your true self. Return to the inner authenticity. Self-discovery. That's what it's about for you right now. That's what's coming through. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous reading. That's what I've got. So for now, of these animals that are coming through, remember this one. Built. With special design. Built for it. You've got the strength to do what it is that needs to be done. Focus and be gentle with yourself. But you're built for this situation. You can do it. All right, that's complete. Holy moly, that was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And this one, I don't remember the name of what this oracle is. I don't remember. I wish I did, but it escapes me right now. So, okay, let me get a little bit of water and we'll see what's next. 1 second. Jules, you're the buffalo. Yes. Yeah. Tatanka, horns, all the shit. Yeah, all of it. Built for it. Specialty built. Amazing. Thanks, Wit, please. What a name. That's great. Witch Please Tarot. Great name. Great name. Yeah, go follow just for the name. Holy cow, that's great. All right. Kim, do we have something else on the list or is the list clear now? We'll see what Kim will let me know. Hey there, Vivian. Hey. So let me just check and see. Sometimes my iPad is a little bit slow on checking, and I want to make sure that if you've paid for a read that you've got it. And sometimes it's not my iPad, it sometimes is me. But Kim, did we have somebody on? Michelle. Okay, Michelle. What kind of read are we doing for Michelle? This iPad is just ticking me right off. That's okay. Like we have had sometimes where the iPad and my phone will get it a little bit quicker, but I'm using my phone here. And so we'll just go for a full general for Michelle. We'll just go for it and see what's going on. Let me find your deck. And if you haven't been in the room, you guys know I've got a ton of decks, but let me see what's going on. Okay, we're going to the Ehrenberg. I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe it's called Ehrenberg. We're going to go to that one. That's what's calling. So just 1 second. So if the decks are not on my desk and I have to pull them, then I pull them. I go to the deck that calls. And with this many, sometimes I get called to a deck and it's like, where is it at? Where is it at? This one was very clear. Like, boom, there it is. There it is. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Okay. Put these here. Full read for Michelle. Love my reads. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Okay. Michelle. All right. No, I think it, you say, me too, I only get readings from Ange. I appreciate the flattery, but it is good to get reads from many readers, many different readers, because they might see something in the cards that I don't, that might help you in a different way. So it's like my daughter said, aren't you ever worried about competition or anything like this? No, because the things I see in the cards and the people that are meant to see me will see me. The people that are meant to see other readers, there's tons of great readers. So just be aware and trust your own higher self. That's always huge, huge, huge. Let's see what we got going for Michelle in the cards. we're getting some kind of read. I think we did this a little while ago, and it was kind of like a fan, and it was like this, and it's like you're doing a half arc of a rainbow. It's going to take me a minute to set up, but let me get this because it feels like it's going to be expansive. That's the shape that I'm getting. And I always follow the shape of my spreads that come to mind more than any particular thing. If it's the shape comes through, the shape comes through. Wow. You're getting the fan, and you're also getting something of the, I don't know what they call the woman. The flamenco dancer is coming through to mind. Really wild. Well, this would explain why the flamenco dancer's there. Okay. Okay, let's get the same deck, second deck, different edges, right? See what's going on with that. I want to see what's going on with the flamenco dancer right now because the devil card's coming up. Got me all kinds of curious. There is all kinds of curious going on with this. Okay, I'm going to put this here. Now let's see what we've got here. These are the spokes of the fan coming through as if you spread the fan, or even if you got the dollar store fan, the spokes are coming through. And they're coming through in a weird order. There's a glitch. There's a glitch. It's like they aren't fanning out as smoothly as they should, because normally I would read this direction, but this is asking me to go this way. So this is the following the nudge and what we do. It's going to take a while to get there is what I'm getting. Okay. And then here, finally, it needs a little, like a smack on the head in order to get something going. Same deck, third deck. Let's see what's going on, because we're going to need that for the top going forward. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got here. And then if we need to clarify, we'll clarify with this one. That's what I'm feeling called to do. But let me get these cards out of the way so we can see what's going on. Okay. So where we started was with the devil. Whatever's going on. Very, very interesting. The flamenco dancer that comes through, she comes through and she's like wearing red and got the black fan that fans out really fancy and like almost like a black lace fan, and the high comb in her hair. I don't know what they call it, but this is what's coming in. Devil's coming in here. The Eight of Wands, wanting to line things up for this happy, happy, happy. But something about the temptation to line it up is glitching, and it's looking, something is too good to be true. Something how it should be, how you want it to be, how you expect it to be. It's like that fan not opening, and it should just open and then fan, and dance, but it's not doing that. There is something that is tempting you with ease that is being in your way. And it's showing, oh, happy, happy. It's showing the Eight of Wands, everything lining up. But it's coming, it's not what you want. It's not going to open as it should. It feels like it's almost a little too easy or a little too tempting, a little too good to be true. Some of that energy is going on with this. Not sure what that's about, but that's what's going on. Next to the devil, we have the Hierophant, which is the Pope. Interesting side by side to have the Hierophant right next to this guy. What this is telling me is you have access to the higher truth, and the higher truth is it's not going to come as easy as you want. It's not going to come. There's this happy that's supposed to come. Things are supposed to line up, but it's not the easy road. It definitely is road less traveled. It definitely is the harder road, not necessarily the higher road. I wouldn't say it that way. It doesn't come through that. It comes through as the difficult road less traveled. And there's lessons and lessons and lessons in here that are trying to open up to you. If you go for the easy, it's going to not serve you. Don't go for the easy. What's coming up in the next spoke? In the next spoke that's here, we've got the Empress, the Four of Coins, the King of Wands, the Queen of Coins. There's ego in relationship energy that's coming off, and this is the metaphor I'm getting. I don't know if your partner and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't feel like it's about you and your partner. It feels like what's going on in your head, your expectation. Queen of Pentacles closest to the Empress. King of Wands closest to the Emperor. Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine have to come together to work together, and they've been out of order. This one's been out of line, is what I can say. This one, when he's out of line, he just wants to, everybody's doing what I say, and here we go through, here we go through, here we go through. This one knows her value, knows her worth, and says, hold the phone, bucko. That's not happening. The Empress, very, very receptive. But in this one, she's holding back and feels like she's being held back. This is somebody else's ego, somebody else's thing at play. And sometimes we would even see this as the dynamics of sometimes narcissism or people with more selfish tendencies. They might not be full on narcissists, but ego's in their way. Their way of doing my way or the highway is in the way and not creating the abundance that wants to come through here. And there is more abundance than you think, but it needs to be thought about in a different way. This is coming through. I read this as Queen of Pentacles. It is actually the Queen of Cups. I read it as Queen of Pentacles, and I stand by it. It's the closest to the Empress. Queen of Cups, her lesson, and these two, the King and Queen, are coming through in a little bit of a conflicted way. Queen of Cups is when she's in her right space, in her good space, she's like, she knows the value of something that's a loss, and she dreams her dream again, and she reflects on the emotional situation, and she moves forward. When she's in her space, she's the drama queen. She's like, the drama. And she'll get caught in the emotions, and the emotions are driving the bus when the Queen of Cups is upside down. These are coming through with the spoke, and this is part of the glitch. I want clarification on this, because the Queen of Pentacles is what I read, it's what I saw, and it's what came to mind. And when I looked at that card again, and the Queen of Cups is there, you're going to get both messages. If I see this, there used to be, when I would do reads, there would be what I called the invisible card, and it would be the card that comes through thematically for the deck. And if it comes through in such a way like I just did, it's more like the invisible card. You're going to get both definitions coming through. What else is going on? Why are these at odds? The divine masculine, divine feminine needs to come through in a way that, yes, okay, all right. The independence coming through here. What I'm getting for the divine masculine and feminine coming through together is where, instead of insisting it be my way, my way, my way, when the King of Wands is in his lesser self, let's just put it there. When he's in his higher self, he wants to lead. And what is the natural thing for an emperor wanting to do? And the King of Wands is closely related to the emperor. He wants to protect and provide for the realm. He doesn't do it when he's in the emperor mode. He doesn't do it just on his own and ignore what the queen says. He doesn't just take his own thinking into account and no one else's. And this is what's going on. This is where there needs to be a balance of your own thought, your own independence. But it's not somebody else just pushing through their agenda. It's not somebody else just pushing through what they want to push through. You've got this fire and water combination that needs to flow through, more like the Empress, more like the independent woman that knows how to stack the pentacles, more like this. Check on something, check on things, but understand that there is time to recalibrate, time to rebalance, time to realign this. Don't go for the easy road. The devil coming up here and the big fan and the big temptation, don't go for the easy road. Check on it a couple times. Really, really check on it. There's reason to proceed slowly with care. Okay, going back down to this spoke of the fan. And again, this is the fan that's stretched out this way, but we're going to go down to this spoke over here. Hopefully you can see. We got the Six of Cups and Judgment, and then the Five of Swords. We'll start with the Five of Swords. Unnecessary battle. This is usually, you see the guy on the battlefield and he's kind of the bully and it's adding insult to injury. It's all that shit. Guy's on the battlefield with 3 fucking swords and he's like just spoiling for a fight. He comes kind of with an attitude. He comes like with a sneer and a snarl going on with this asshole. And this is what's going on when something seems too easy and he's like coming to the battlefield like all intimidating. And the guys that are walking away from it, they're like, we're not going to fucking deal with this guy. It sometimes is a card of defeat, but sometimes there's wisdom in not going into a stupid battle that's not necessary. Battles of the ego, wars of words, wars that are not necessary. Clashes of personality, of who's in charge, control, power struggle, that kind of shit. Not necessary. Not necessary. Approach it from a space of friendship. It doesn't mean rose-colored glasses and everything's all hunky-dory. But approach whatever it is as a friend. If you're a friend and you're helping out another friend, even if you're little kids, and you see the other friend in kindergarten or first grade and they've got a problem and they need help getting up on the swing, you just help them up on the swing. You see that the person wants the swing and they're not, or the slide, and they're not big enough to go on their own or whatever. There's help that is kindergarten, simple love, friendship energy. When you look for a solution from this kind of way, it serves. Your higher self remembers how to do this instead of do this. It's looking for solutions instead of just problem and who's in charge of the solution. No, that's what this one would do. It's balancing out the feminine masculine, balancing out the emotion and the passion, the fire, balancing this out. The higher self is there discerning. There is a simpler, more easy way to do this. Now, this is when equal offering comes in. This is when you trade the favorite rock for the favorite candy bar. This is what's going on. And it's like, yeah, we can work this out. Instead of this nonsense. And I told you there was a glitch, and I told you this is reading very backwards. There's something that you would like it to be linear, and it's not going to be linear for you, sweetie. There's just no way on God's earth that that's going to be linear for you. It's just not. So let's see what's going up here in the glitch and in the hiccup, because on the other side of the devil, when we go to the other side of the fan, and I told you it felt like you have to, I wish I had a fan here I could demonstrate, but it feels like you have to smack it in order for it to open. So whatever the pin is that's at the bottom of the fan that holds it, and then it opens, it's like it's stuck, it's stuck, it's stuck, stubbornly stuck in this stupid battle. Egos are in the way. I don't know how to tell you any plainer, and I'm not saying that it's all the other person either. I mean, let's just get accountable for our share. It would be nice if we could blame everybody else for what's going on, but we can only change ourselves. They're in charge of changing them, and we have to be accountable for our share of what we're doing. So if we need to walk away from the battle and approach it with more friendliness, more solution mindset, even if it is the difficult road, even if it does take a little bit longer, that might be the way to proceed. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, back down to the cards, back down the cards. All right, here we go over here in this section of it. Now, this chunk came through over here, then this chunk, and this felt like more of a solution, as if this whole thing was a big riddle. You got the Hanged Man and Justice here. You want what's fair, you want what's balanced. Sometimes we want to be karma. Not our job to be karma, not our job. Let karma be karma. Sometimes we want to say, okay, cause and effect, and here's the consequence, and that rat bastard deserves blah, 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 blah. Or cause and effect, and I did this, and so I deserve this reward, but the reward is slow in coming. Let justice be there. Let karma do her job. She doesn't lose the address. She will remember. Expect something to come in differently than you planned. Hanged Man. Something that's hung up, strung up, tied up. Feels like justice is tied up. What's the delay? Justice feels delayed. Tied up. There is a delay in something because somebody promised something overly easy and it wasn't. You have the wisdom to move a little bit differently now, to have the higher lessons, to have the access to something different. You have the ability to have the wisdom to allow justice to come through in the way that it needs to come through because you know what the truth is. And that is when you can cut yourself down from this. Invisible card coming through. Beyond just what is the Queen of Coins, there's also Sword of Truth coming through. Sword of Truth coming through. Slicing at the right time. Who wields it? I don't know. Okay, down below. Oh, the Knight of Swords comes through. What do you know? Okay, so here we have the Five of Cups. Now, this is where there's sorrow, there's loss. Feels like you've lost more than you've gained, but that's not really the truth of it. It's typically depicted where you see 3 cups spilled and 2 standing strong. 2 cups still stand. This is what you need. And in some depictions of this card, you see that the wine has been spilt and the water still stands. And it's usually a person in a mourning cloak or a shroud. There's been sorrow. There's been something that feels like a loss, a big loss. There's reason to grieve, but not to be swept up, caught up in the emotions. No, don't be swept up in the emotions of it. Grieve what it is that's changed or what needs change. Know the higher wisdom that you need to carry to balance things to move forward. Here, the Knight of Swords comes through. He sometimes is reckless, and I'm asking you, don't be reckless with the truth that you hold. Don't be reckless with the truth that you carry. The Knight of Swords comes through, charges into the battle with the Sword of Truth. Maybe there's a way to approach it without going to battle at all, because the sword was in this hand and it was battling. The sword in this hand is somebody that is skilled and a skilled fighter, a skilled warrior, knows how to do this, is armed, is ready, but using the Sword of Truth in a way that is not reckless is what's coming through. Temperance card is coming through here very, very strongly. This is the one that transmutes the energy hugely. There is a need for balance and flow and transmutation to happen. And what this is also telling me, which nobody likes hearing this, especially me, is you need to be patient. That sucks. I hate having to be patient. I am not the world's most patient. Sometimes I'm really good at it. Other times, meh, not so good. In order to create the magic you want to create, in order to let the scales of justice, whatever that is, balance, you have to let the sword of truth be wielded in a way that is not reckless, that is in integrity and in your own power and in your own strength, in a way that is guarded, protected like the armor that the knight would wear, but also brings the truth forward in a way that does not do more damage than good, okay? It does no good for the knight to rush in so fast that he falls off his damn horse, right? It does no good for the knight to sprain his ankle because the horse has thrown him, the horse is exhausted and he's not paying attention. So pay attention to your truth. Balance it slowly. Honor your integrity, but don't let recklessness get in your way. This is the cautionary. What's in the higher explanations over here? Let's see what's going on here. And then if we need a little more, we'll clarify. What we have here, the 10 of Wands. This is feeling like pushing a rock up the mountain and it's somebody else's rock. It's like, you know how a snowball builds momentum as it goes down the hill? Can you imagine trying to push it up the hill? It would only gain more and more snow if you're trying to push the snowball back up the hill, and it'd be more difficult. There's something about shifting directions and not carrying somebody else's rock up the hill. Put somebody else's burden down. It's not your job to fix it. It's not your job to fix them, to change them. It's your job to be accountable for your portion and to delegate things that aren't important in the way that they need to be delegated. To work smarter, but to set the burden down. It's not your job to do both sides of the equation here. I think you know what I'm talking about, so I'll leave it there. 7 of Coins here. This is the Harvester's card. And you don't even see a single pentacle on this. I mean, except for here. What you see is the shovel. What you see is the instrument, the tool, and you see it at rest, not at work, at rest. This is the fruits of labor, the things that you've invested, the way you've invested, and the things that you have been doing. Now it's time to let them grow. Like you plant the seeds in the garden and you don't go and turn the dirt every day, turn the dirt every day. You put the water in, you pull the weeds out, you do what you can for your effort. Then you let the sunshine and Mother Nature do the rest and you got your tomato plant, right? This is what's going on. You tend to what is yours to tend to and let the fruits of labor come in how you're coming. Your readings are clarification for the things you already know. Good, good. It will help. And then this is the moon. It's going to be confusing. This is the one that's typically at the gates of fear, not the gates of wisdom. So trust your intuition. You're not going to have all the answers all at once. And this is why you're getting a little bit of a caution to not be reckless. This is why you're getting a caution to let karma do what karma needs to do, to trust your intuition. I want a little more clarifier on this. Let's see what else is going on. Is this one? This was yellow, so I want to clarify with this one, just in case there's duplicates that come out. And it's why I edge them differently. But this one has 3 different decks going on. The moon is saying, allow for time, allow for time. The moon sometimes can be a time stamp of about a month, and it doesn't feel like that's off at all. That feels like really on point. And it doesn't feel exactly to the day of a month. It feels like give or take a month. It feels more like 5 weeks than 4. So that's what I'm getting on that. So yeah, it feels more like 5 weeks than 4. Give a little bit of leeway, but trust your intuition right now. And then look what's happening. Ooh, I love it. Finally, it feels like harmony is coming. You have the blueprint, you have the knowledge, you have what's going on, but you need more cooperation to go forward. This is typically depicted where you see the monk, and then you see the benefactor, the money man, and then the person putting the stained glass window into the church. You need all 3 to get that window in the church. You need somebody with a skill set, but they might need to have somebody else invest in whatever it is that's the colored glass that makes the window go in. And the church is where it needs to be. So there is a harmonizing coming together about this blueprint, a working together that's going to come together. Be patient, honey. What I'm getting is the next month will be challenging, if not outright vexing for you. It's going to be a pain in the bahancas. What you need to remember is slow it down. Don't argue. Don't argue about how to. Don't be in the battlefield at all. Walk away from that shit. Don't be reckless. Be calm. Let karma and justice and a rebalancing happening. You're having the rebalancing come through with the Justice card, and also it came through with the Temperance card. And this came after the Hanged Man, after a shift in perspective. This is when there's momentum. This is what happens. It's going to take a little bit of time. And the easy way isn't how it goes. We go back to the flamenco dancer now. Let's take a peek on her. There's a distinct pattern in the steps that she takes. if you see somebody doing that kind of intricate footwork and you think they have not practiced or thought about or planned, you would be sorely mistaken. If you see a flamenco dancer, they're not just stomping here, there, and everywhere impatiently. They are showing the fan and showing what's going on and working out the glitches, and flashing the fan at certain points is coming through. There is ordered steps that need to be taken. There's intricate works, and it's difficult. It's not an easy thing. This is what's coming through. Your intuition is going to lead you step to step to step to step. There's beauty in the dance. There's beauty in what's coming through. There's things that will be revealed and opened like the fan for you at the right time for you. It will open up. Allow yourself to take the steps and not know all the fancy footwork all at once, okay? That's what I've got. That feels complete. Holy cow. And that's the Ehrenberg Tarot. And it's a beautiful, beautiful tarot, even though it's illustrated quite differently. It's a gorgeous tarot. So yeah, that's the Ehrenberg. And that's why I have 3 of them, because I really liked it that well. But that's complete, honey. Let me get some water and we'll see what's going on next. You're saying the readings are always clarification for the things that you already knew. Thank you so much. You are welcome, honey. You are welcome. Okay, the list is clear. Okay, I think I'll have a little bit more water, and then maybe we will see what Lucy's got to say. Mo's good for right now. Mo, my guide Mo, that she sometimes does reads or chimes in, she's good, and she's pointing towards Lucy, so that's what we'll do. We'll see what Lucy wants to share with us, and then we'll move from there. We'll probably call it a day, but if you want to get on the list, let Kim know right away, get your payment in. She'll tell me, and we'll make sure you get your read. But let's see what's going on. It feels like Lucy wants the When We Had Wings. This is a nod to Nell's reading from earlier. I only have one of these, and it's from When We Had Wings. Now, earlier, Nell, older version Nell, not younger version Nell, was in Lucy's decks. That I think of Lucy more when we think of the Mind's Eye Tarot and things like this, right? And now it's a nod back. She's nodding back to Nell, but she's nodding to young Nell. Interesting. Really. They're doing more and more together these days, which is really interesting. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks. Lucy, what do you got? She's literally not in the space that I usually find her. Usually she's over here, and there's like this whole background, this area, this pavilion, this usually high on the cliffs, and there's a river running through it. That's usually where she's at. She's down in the low bank land where the river is over by Nell. It's like she's investigating and looking around, and she's always so very, very graceful, you know. She's very elegant, very statuesque. And she's coming through, and she's over. She's watching Nell play. I don't know if Nell knows she's there. Okay, all right. I've got the scene. What's the message? Okay. The message is the Page of Pentacles coming through ever so strongly. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let me flip this down so you guys can see. Page of Pentacles card is coming up. This is the one that I call the Batman, where you recognize that you're not Robin, you're Batman. You recognize your gift and your talent, and instead of hesitating, it's time to move forward. The student is ready because they've acquired the gift and they know how to proceed. It still maybe feels fresh, but they've acquired the gift. They know how to proceed. Let's see what else is coming through with these. These are meant to be read as pairs. The gift, the readiness. The Justice card is here with the Ace of Wands. So there is balance and harmony and karma and the lesson and the excitement of starting something new. The readiness. The readiness. It's not always that we are ready, but this student is now ready. The moment has come. It's arrived. It's time. It's time. Justice is here, and it is time. There's this understanding of that. Okay. Then the Three of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Waiting for the ships to come in. So we've started something. We wait for the ships to come in, and look how gorgeous this is. This is definitely a nod to older Nell. There is something that Nell was saying about directional changing and a change of direction. And this is like the new start coming in for Justice. Huge, huge, huge change of directions. And asking for us to be patient. The action has been taken. The ships are on the horizon. We can see them coming. We need to be patient, even if it feels like forever. They're obviously coming towards us. Nine of Cups. The wish that we want is coming. Change is coming. All right, now what else we got from this? What else do we got, Lucy? Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up. Holy cow, this comes in so strong. This is giving the September energy that's coming, but the gate is already being opened. The way is already there. It's like the hermit isn't making the climb for the first time. The hermit has climbed, and now he's holding the light. This light needs to be held. The climb is steep for many others. Some of us have been ready for a change to be happening, ready for a big change to be happening. And like, why can't this happen yet? The impatience, right? But not realizing that when we stand in our truth and hold our truth for others, this is us acting as the main character. This is us acting as the lead by having made the climb ourselves and holding the light for others. There is time right now where people are on the uneven waters, uneven emotions, emotional turbulence right here. And this one I call the big kahuna because he surfs the waves or rides the waves, kind of a little bit detached from things, but on his own, on the throne, and very, very calm. Okay. Don't let the distractions and the disruption in the news, in what you see reflected around you, the chaos you see, the chaos you see, it is not meant to disrupt. It is meant to inspire. It is meant to inspire. Justice is needing a boost. The inspiration is there. Those that hold the light, hold the torch, hold the lantern. Those that hold the light continue. Anchor it in, hold the light. Observe. Let yourself play. Let yourself slow down. Let the direction shift. Observe how you shift direction. Shift your view from chaos to joy, chaos to joy. Nell was correct in telling you not to paddle upstream. Nell was correct in telling you not to create more work for you than it needs to be. Nell is correct to tell you, be in joy, splash in the puddles, play as Nell plays. Those of you who do not know Nell, who have not seen Nell, like the fairies would play and dance in the river, dance in the stream, like children on the beaches and on the shores. This is how it is. The play needs to return. She's correct. The joy needs to return. Allow yourself to hear your own laughter tinkle on your ears, and allow the music of your own laughter to delight you once again. The seriousness, the anger, the fevered energy must shift, and part of that begins with you shifting, holding the light for others, and allowing joy to resonate through your being once again. Anchor things down, hold the joy for self, hold the joy moving forward. This is how you create and allow shift to happen. This is how the storm will be weathered. Okay. Yeah. She's smiling at Nell and she's heading back to her usual zone now. That's what she's got for us. That's what's coming through. This is how she nods to Nell's wisdom. She nods to what comes through. This is how we're meant to operate. And this is what we can expect, that there will be some turbulence. But that was gorgeous. Be patient with ourselves. We are going for what we want to see happen and see manifesting. It is coming towards us and we are going towards it, but we must be in joy. We must be creating more of the high vibration emotion around us instead of being caught up in the conflict and the chaos that is always the turbulence. The ocean always rolls in a wave, rolls out a wave, rolls in a wave, rolls out a wave. Don't be swept up in the turbulence. Understand how to be with the flow. This deck, honey, this is called When Women Had Wings. And it is, I'll show you a few more cards. It's just a stunner of a deck. It is just beautiful all the way through. And you'll see a lot of fairy energy all the way through, but you also see like bird nest on her head. So you see all kinds of gorgeous, and it's called When Women Have Wings. I only have one of it so far, but it's gorgeous. I probably need to get a second one, and look at how the gilding is just, it's beautiful. I wasn't sure I was going to buy it, and I'm like, oh, but it's too beautiful not to buy. I only bought one. I probably should have bought two on the spot because it is a stunner. But that's what I've got, guys. I think that the list is clear, and if it's clear, I probably ought to go have some lunch. I'll be on tomorrow night. My husband will be reading the phone, and I'll just be lost in the cards. And we'll be doing that somewhere between 6 and 8 Utah time, Mountain Standard Time tomorrow night. So that's the plan as it stands. So that's what we've got. So Kim, let me know if the list is clear, then I'll call it a day. If I've got more read to do, then I'll do the read and then go have lunch, but whatever it is. You're so welcome, honey. Yeah, Witch Please Tarot, that's a fabulous name. Fabulous, fabulous. Is clear? Okay. All right, guys, then I'm going to let you go for now. The voice is starting to go, and I might as well go get some lunch. You guys have a really good day. Thank you for being here with me. I love sharing this with you. I love it, love it, love it. If you guys ever want to know the cards, if I remember the name or can show you the cards and share them with you, happy to share so you guys can see and you guys can make choices of what you want to do with tarot later. But thank you for being here. I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day. Much love. Mwah.